Warren Buffett made more than 99% of his wealth after the age of 50. That single fact quietly destroys the urgency most people live under. It challenges the idea that wealth must arrive early or not at all. It exposes how badly we misunderstand time, patience, and money. This wasn't a late career surge fueled by desperation. This wasn't luck waiting politely until midlife. What happened to Warren Buffett after 50 years had been compounding for decades. The difference is that the curve finally became visible. Buffett didn't discover a secret formula later in life. He stayed loyal to one long enough for it to work. While others rushed into decisions about building wealth, he positioned himself for long-term gains. Money didn't reward him for effort. It rewarded him for patience. Numbers didn't move faster for him. They moved longer. Most investors treat wealth like a race. They sprint at the beginning, convinced speed equals progress. Early wins feel powerful. Quick gains create confidence, and confidence quietly turns into pressure to keep moving fast. Then fatigue sets in. Mistakes appear. Losses demand recovery, and suddenly the finish line doesn't vanish. It moves farther away. Warren Buffett never ran that race. He treated wealth like a long partnership with time. Instead of forcing results, he built patience into his process. Instead of chasing momentum, he protected consistency. He understood that time rewards those who stay aligned, not those who rush. Every year, he avoided unnecessary losses, which became an advantage. Every decision made with restraint extended the partnership. Time wasn't something to beat. It was something to work with. That's why his progress looked slow early and unstoppable later. Not because he moved faster, but because he never stopped. In the end, wealth didn't belong to the fastest runner. It belonged to the one who stayed in the race long enough for time to do its work. He understood that impatience quietly taxes return, that urgency feels productive while it erodes the bottom line. That excitement creates movement, but discipline creates outcomes. He didn't aim for quick wins. He aimed for longevity. Each year, he avoided breaking the rules gave him leverage no headline could match. Each bad decision avoided compounded more powerfully than any lucky bet. He didn't need brilliance to outperform. He needed consistency without interruption. That's why his advantage looked small early and unstoppable later. The decades that looked uneventful were quietly reshaping the curve. True wealth doesn't announce itself when it begins to compound. It reveals itself when it's too late to copy. Most people give up during the invisible phase. They confuse slow progress with no progress. Buffett never did. He allowed time to finish the work that others abandoned too early. He understood one thing that others do not. He knew that impatience speeds up regret, that discipline, repeated long enough, produces an unfair advantage. By the end of this story, you won't just see how Warren Buffett became wealthy later in life. You'll understand why rushing is expensive, why patience creates lasting wealth, and why the quiet years determine everything. Money doesn't favor those who move fast. It favors those who move in the right direction. Right now, millions of people are working harder than Warren Buffett ever did. They check their accounts daily. They chase fast wins. They panic when markets fall. And they wonder why wealth never sticks. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Buffett didn't win because he was smarter. He won because he designed his financial life to let time do the heavy lifting. And once time is on your side, money stops being the enemy. It becomes a tool. By the end of this story, you will see how Warren Buffett never panics during market crashes, why he ignores negative headlines, and how he turned boring decisions into generational wealth. You'll learn why chasing hot stocks is a trap, why patience beats talent, and why most people lose money even when they're right. This is not just an investing story, it's about habits. This story shows how wealth is actually created slowly, quietly, and with rules that never change. A lot of people miss this part. Warren Buffett was born in the year 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska, far from glamour, far from privilege, far from anything that looked like destiny. No silver spoons were waiting for him, no assurance of a wealthy future ahead of him. What he had instead was proximity to numbers. His father was a stockbroker before he became a congressman. Money in the Buffett household wasn't about showing off. It was about understanding risk, tracking value, and respecting consequences. Warren grew up watching decisions, not lifestyles. He saw how numbers moved. He saw how patience paid. He saw how small choices added up. As a child, he didn't stand out by being loud. He stood out by paying attention. While other kids played games, Warren was consumed by patterns. He counted bottle caps. He stacked coins. He calculated margins on paper routes and pinball machines. He wasn't playing. He was practicing. Every small transaction taught him something lasting. That value could be measured. That profit wasn't luck. That discipline matters in all that someone does. Long before the world knew his name, Warren Buffett was training his mind to think in terms of accumulation instead of applause, because he was curious about how things added up. And that quiet curiosity became the foundation of everything that followed. At age 6, he bought 6 packs of Coca-Cola and resold them for a profit. He didn't need money. He loved the math and the profit margin that came with the sale. By age 11, he bought his first stock. And when the price dropped, he panicked and sold only to watch it rise afterward. That pain stayed with him. It was the beginning of his lifelong learning curve. Most people forget their first financial mistake. Warren studied his. By his teenage years, he was running small businesses, paper routes, pinball machines, rental farmland. He wasn't chasing fun, he was chasing control. By the time he finished high school, Warren had already saved more money than most adults. But here's the key detail. He didn't spend it. This is where the financial identity is formed. Warren learned early that money unused is power preserved. While others upgraded their lifestyle, he protected cash flow. That habit never left him. Even decades later, as a billionaire, he lived in the same house he bought in 1958. This wasn't living simply for show. It was discipline by design. Warren Buffett learned something early that schools never teach. Rich is loud, wealthy is quiet. He watched people earn more and still struggle, and others earn less and feel free. The difference wasn't intelligence, it was behavior. He understood opportunity cost before most adults. Every dollar spent today is a worker you fire from your future. While his friends and colleagues borrowed, he saved. While others upgraded, he reinvested. He avoided the lavish lifestyle, not because pleasure was bad, but because freedom was better. He avoided revolving balances, emotional spending, purchasing, and needing money fast. Because urgency kills negotiation power, and desperation destroys returns. This is where the math changes ownership. People who control their cash flow control their future. Warren Buffett didn't invent compounding, he respected it. If you earn 10% a year, your money doubles roughly every 7 years. That sounds boring, until you realize what happens after decades. Buffett never chased spectacular returns. He chased reliability. While others looked for the next big win, he focused on staying in the game. He understood that markets don't reward excitement, they reward endurance. He built a style that could survive mistakes, boredom, and time itself. He stayed away from leverage not because he feared risk, but because he respected it. Borrowed money doesn't ask for permission before magnifying errors. It turns small misjudgments into permanent damage. When crowds rushed toward whatever was popular, Buffett slowed down. He knew that excitement clouds judgment and that clarity disappears fastest when everyone agrees. Complexity never impressed him. Complexity hides risk. It makes simple questions hard to ask and honest answers difficult to hear. Buffett preferred businesses that could be understood without spreadsheets full of assumptions. If he couldn't explain how money flowed in and out, he walked away. This wasn't conservatism for its own sake. It was math. Buffett understood loss asymmetry long before most investors experienced it. A 50% loss doesn't cancel itself out. It creates a hole that requires a 100% gain just to return to zero. That kind of recovery demands time, luck, and emotional stamina most people don't have. He designed his approach to avoid deep holes altogether. He invested in businesses with predictable cash flow, not because predictability was boring, but because it was powerful. Predictable cash flow allows planning. Planning reduces surprises, and surprises are where capital disappears. He favored strong brands because brands create trust. Customers return without persuasion. Revenue arrives without pressure. Stability forms quietly. He valued honest management because character shows up when numbers tighten. Leaders who respect capital don't gamble with it. they protect it. Buffett wasn't trying to outsmart the market. He was trying to avoid being destroyed by it. Over time, that restraint became his advantage. While others chased brilliance, he repeated good decisions. While others swung for perfection, he stayed reasonable. And while others burned energy reacting, he let compounding do the heavy lifting. In the end, consistency didn't just protect him, it multiplied him. That's how patience became power. Not suddenly, not loudly, but permanently. He didn't trade, he owned. Instead of borrowing money to buy assets, he bought assets that produced money. And those assets worked whether he did or not. That's real leverage. Berkshire Hathaway was not a tech company. It was an old clothing company that was failing. It was not attractive. It was not exciting. But Warren Buffett saw something important. It made steady cash. He used Berkshire as a base company, a place to keep money and buy other good businesses. He bought insurance companies. He bought famous brands like Coca-Cola and See's Candies. He bought utilities and railroads. Each business made money every year. That money was used to buy more businesses. The money kept growing by itself over time. This is how compounding works. Berkshire did not need hype or attention. It needed patience. Each new business made the whole company stronger. There was no rush to impress investors, no panic when markets fell, no emotional decisions. He followed clear rules and stuck to them, and it worked year after year. Warren Buffett's greatest skill isn't picking stocks, it's saying no to excitement, speed, and ego. He waits, sometimes for years. That patience looks lazy to outsiders, but it's lethal to competitors. Most people want results now. Warren wants them forever. He understands that money grows best when left alone. That's why he warns against constant trading, high fees, taxes, emotional mistakes. Warren Buffett didn't win because he predicted the future. He won because he respected it. He knew time rewards discipline and punishes impatience. He didn't chase money. He built systems that produced it. He didn't borrow confidence. He earned it slowly. And that's the lesson most people miss. It doesn't announce itself with urgency or demand attention to exist. It doesn't rush to prove anything. It moves quietly, steadily, while noise fills the room and panic steals focus. While others react, wealth compounds. That's the difference most people never see. Because reacting feels productive. Pressure creates motion. Motion feels like progress. But motion without direction drains energy faster than it produces results. Design works differently. Design is intentional. Design is boring at first. Design doesn't need validation to keep working. When behavior is designed, decisions stop being emotional. They become automatic. They repeat whether confidence is high or low. And repetition is what math responds to. Markets don't listen to explanations. They don't care about motivation. They don't pause for fear or accelerate for hope. Markets reward discipline because discipline survives volatility. They reward patience because patience keeps you invested when others exit. They reward structure because structure doesn't panic. That's why wealth rarely belongs to the loudest voice in the room. It belongs to the one who stays calm when others are overwhelmed. The real question isn't how much you earn. It's how you behave when uncertainty shows up. Are your decisions structured to take care of eventualities? Or are they negotiated in the moment under pressure? If your system is strong, pressure becomes manageable. If it isn't, pressure becomes expensive. That's why the most important financial decisions aren't made during crises. They're made long before them, in quiet moments, when nothing feels urgent, when there's no applause for restraint, when discipline feels unnecessary. Those moments determine everything. If this story shifted how you see money, even slightly, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to learn how long-lasting wealth is built. We post real finance stories every single day. Subscribe so you never miss the next one.